So good afternoon, Thomas. Very nice to have you online, and wow, what a wonderful season so far for you. You just came out of a good victory at Victoria Falls, and seems like you just keep putting the benchmark up quite high. Today you have an extraordinary good race. I can't believe it. You clock over 5 pigeons in the top 70 positions. You didn't activate your second and third pigeon, and despite from that, you still end up as Fancier of the Week. It's a phenomenal performance.
Obviously, I'm extremely happy with the season so far. With first the Victoria Falls results, ace pigeon, first and second, and then to immediately transit into this vibe of doing well in Africa Pro as well. That makes me very proud. And about today's result, it's something. The past races were good already, and I'm most proud that we won the Fancier of the Week with our first and fifth arrival, still winning. That shows that I'm confident that I'm happy with the team that's doing well in general, not just one or two pigeons. So that was nice to see from me.
Yeah, Thomas, that's last week I had the interview with you, and that was the very first time you moved into the black jacket position, and you could retain this position. So well done on that one as well. And then for the third race in a row now, you also retained the ace pigeon, the blue jacket position. Tell me, what is your secret, or is it to do with your breeding, or is there's different secrets to have such a great success so far?
Yeah, so first of all, to put it in perspective, we're still early in the season, so I'm the first one to admit that it's quite early to be too confident. But having that said, of course, it's nice to be on top, even it's still quite early. Secrets. No, everybody can see the pedigrees. I'm just like everyone else. We're trying to breed from genetics that we think can work in Africa. So I still remember I was at the $1 million race and several years ago, and Mike Gannis won it. I don't know which year it was, and he won it with a pigeon bred direct of a previous One Loft or $1 million race winner. So that opened my eyes. I didn't manage my own pigeons back then yet, but that always stick in my mind that good One Loft race pigeons breed often, not always, often good One Loft race pigeons. So when we try to cross in our family, we try to determine good pigeons to add to the breeding loft, and obviously we're not always successful, but now we found a few good hens and cocks that work well, and and that's also the current first ace is bred of 2 ace pigeons in Victoria Falls, first paired with fourth, and until now that's doing well. It's leading a blue jacket. Today it was 2 minutes behind the first. But it could maintain the lead, so I'm happy. It's still 2 more races, still the green jacket. So I'm waiting for that.
Now tell me, surely the base Kittel is known for being good sprinting pigeons. Did you pair it up with longer or tough races as well for the African conditions? Because we're going to go after the sprinting series for the warmer and longer races.
Yes. So obviously we know what we're starting with. We're starting with a family that's been selected on sprint racing. So everybody has to look for himself in his own loft. Well, what's the specialty of my family? And we understood that we have that sprint genetics we have, but we don't have the toughness in the family yet that can do that 8, 9 hours, 10 hours on the wing if it's necessary. So that's why immediately we understood we needed to find that crossing. I believe it's my opinion that we need a different crossing for Africa than a little bit different, I think, than for some other One Loft races. So that's why in Africa we try to breed mostly to a smaller type of pigeon. The Basquetto family is a medium big size family, so we try to cross to compensate that with smaller smaller type of pigeons from one loft race genetics. So we tried that a few times. It didn't work out yet. The last years, like every fancier tries, but now the last let's say 2 years ago, we won a super race in Victoria Falls. That was a crossing with Ornat, which was $1 million race ace pigeon. Now this year in Victoria Falls, we crossed the first super race with Yelama, which is also a good click with the Beskittle family. So that toughness, those pigeons can keep flying. And then that again crossed as mother side with a Victoria Falls raised pigeon from South Africa, from William Munich. So that worked well for us in Vic Falls, and now currently it's the ace pigeon is a direct child of a Victory Beskittle, which was a super ace winner in Victoria Falls, and which is a son of Beskittle, paired with a very good hen of Birka Loft from Qatar, which we bought in the Victoria Falls auction, a golden grizzle. And she also raised very well in Victoria Falls. So that worked well. And some other pigeons that do well is often crossed with Ornat. That's a good click with the Beskittle family. And some other genetics like Yelama and so, like I said.
Thomas, you had great success at, of course, as you say now, in the African one-loft races, and particularly in 2023. Is there any advice you can give to all the foreign or European type of participants?
Well, I'm still quite humbled to see who I'm up against, knowing that it's so early in the season. So I feel it's not my place to really give advice to all the big names that I'm competing with. So it's the only thing what we focused on, and that worked well, but that's not something so life-changing, is that we tried to send the birds very young this year, younger than other years. So as soon as they could go, we sent them. We didn't wait till there was 2.5, 3 months. We just sent them as young as possible. But I don't believe that's the big thing. I believe that's something marginal, how you saying, marginal gains. But in the end, I think it's about genetics. And obviously, what we all have to admit is the mold phase of the pigeon. So if that's under control, and then it's about genetics and those few marginal gains that you try to win by, in this case, like this example, trying to send them young. And also direct of the good pigeons. So we try to, as much as possible, don't skip a generation, and because you're competing with all the best fanciers in this race, everybody can maximum send 20 pigeons. So everybody does his best to send direct from the best. And we also thought then we also have to send direct from the best. Still no guarantee, but at least I think you higher your chances a little bit. Sending grandchildren of unproven pigeons.
But from my side, I just want to say again, congratulations. It's a very good season so far for you. From what I can observe from the sideline, can see there's great depth in your team you sent to Africa Pro. And I think you touched a valid point there, that you send them as early or young as possible. As some of our observations decide as well, the younger we receive a pigeon, the easier it is for us to home it. We find that fanciers that send a bit of older pigeons have a smaller number left in the team by now. So I think there is a bit of a correlation. The younger the pigeon is, the better your chance is at a home well and might stay longer and even endure through a upset race, like a tough race where there might be a bit of an upset. But what I can clearly see, which is what stands out for me in your team, is that you had quite a few pigeons in a top 100 or in a top 50, or in this case, like 5 pigeons you clock and race 6 in a top 70. And that tells me there's a lot of depth in your team. And from my side, well done, congratulations, and keep the good performance up, and all the best of success for the rest of the season.
Thank you, Hendrik. I'm looking forward to next week.
Great. Yeah, me as well. It's going to be quite tense, and hopefully we're going to have a great final at Sun City, and I hope to see you there.
Yes, I just want to add that I look to what you've been doing together with Ruben and the whole team, and I think everybody can see the returns is amazing. So well done for that, and it's exciting, yeah, for me obviously, but I think for everyone that's involved in the race to follow the race as well.
No, so much. It's a big pleasure for us as well. Thank you, Thomas, and keep well. All the best.